Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Todd Menard, and today we're going over the Greater Phoenix Metropolitan Housing Statistics for the week ending October 27th. Let's get right into the numbers. This past week, we had 79 days closed on market, a 4.98 month supply. 20.09 was the absorption rate. Our average list price was 744,889, and the average sale price this past week, 577,832. And the list price to sale price retention came in at 97.18. Active inventory up 0.4% to 26,393 available properties. Pending is sitting at 3,734, and closed units month to date at 4,448. Taking a look at new listings taken, down almost 9%. 1,883 listings taken this past week. Days on market for active is at 92, and for closed is at 79. Taking a look at the lower left-hand side in our price ranges, you can see each price range, the units in that price range, the days on market for that price range, and what percentage of the entire MLS that price range makes up. To the right of that, you have the percent change. Of course, there were a few categories that had some changes, basically 600 to the $1 million category and a little bit up higher, bringing the total inventory for $0 to $600,000 homes to 67.32% of the entire MLS. Properties listed between 600 to 1 million are 19.43% of the MLS, and properties listed at $1 million or higher represent 13.25%. Taking a look at the spreadsheet where everybody gets to be the expert. Why? Because we have week over week numbers. We have week over same year, same period last year numbers. And we also have month over month numbers and year over year, all on one sheet. So looking at the week over week is what we're doing today. 1,883 this week versus 2,061. Yes, it went down 9%, 8.6%. But look, we had 1,790 listings taken last year and about 1,702. So we're at 1,880, close to being 100, just over 100 units more same week. That's a good sign. The market's still better than it was last year. Taking a look at what the active inventory is and what comprises of it, it's 26,393 properties. Please remember, I don't include contingent properties under contract with backup offers or pending in my total active numbers where MLS does do that. And the reasoning is I don't like to get my client excited about a particular property they can't have. They may fall in love with the property and then they compare every other property to that one they can't have because it's already under escrow. Personally, keep tabs on it. If it falls out of escrow, then go. But if you've exhausted the entire search process and you're now on only what comes into looking for what comes onto the market, I'm not saying putting in a backup offer is a bad choice. It's just, again, why would you do that? Because now they're going to compare everything to it. But of that 26,393 properties available, 532 of those are in the coming soon category. 19,982 are single family detached. 2,901 new home construction properties in the inventory, in the MLS inventory right now. 25,984 total non-distressed properties, representing 98.5% of the total MLS inventory, which basically means the short sales, lender-owned, and HUD combined are less than 1.5%. Excuse me. Looking at pending, much like we look at new listings as our sellers excited about putting their house on the market. Are they willing to walk away from that 2.5% first? Are they confident they're going to find a property that's going to meet their needs once they're under contract and are forced to be under contract on their new home? Things of this nature. So when we see those go up, or we're seeing those in a higher number than a prior period, then usually that means that the sellers are motivated. Much like that, pending talks about the buyer side of the transaction. So right now, 3,734 basically means there's 3,734 as of today properties in escrow that were meeting of the minds between the sellers and the buyers, of course. So the benefit of knowing that is in comparison to last week, 3,715, there's a few more buyers under escrow. That's a good sign. We look at it towards last year, we see 3,432 last year. So there's basically 500 more buyers in the marketplace right now than there was the same time last year. Now, this doesn't talk about all the people that are in the behind the scenes waiting for the next property to come on the market, can't find, or going under tours now. So, but this does say there's a meeting of the minds, serious buyers meeting serious sellers going under contract. So we look at this as saying, our buyers coming into the market. And since the Powell last month talking about how they were planning on dropping at a quarter, and then again this month dropping at a quarter point. And again, remember, that's overnight lending banking policy money. That's not interest rate. It just basically affects the stock market. And then, of course, as your treasuries go up and down, that is actually more of a effect on mortgage rates than what Powell does. But if the market is positive on those changes, then interest rates come down. So that's what we've been seeing a little bit, 6.125. You could use concessions and get the interest rate under 6% if that was a key factor, and you divide into the change in the money into the cost of it over time to decide whether or not it's a good deal to do that. But again, 3,734, there's more buyers in the marketplace right now. That's a good sign, probably because the positiveness that's coming based on the economy, based on jobs, and also based upon dropping interest. So looking at the closed units month to date, we're sitting at 4,448. We were at 4,550 last year. So we're down about 2.2% year over year right now, but we still have another week to go. And most of the properties close at the end of the month. So again, we're excited about seeing that. And hopefully, just like we have the last 2 months, we'll be in the green, which will mean that the market is better than it was. Now, you might remember a couple of months ago me talking about the fact that we missed the early buyers market in the summertime, this late spring. We didn't get that we normally get, and most of the reports by Lawrence Yun from NAR, chief economist, or whether it's Nobu over at Zillow, or wherever you're getting your data, they're talking about we missed that and it's going to come in September. Well, that's actually what we've seen. August, September, mostly up 12%, and so October looks like it's going to be a relatively strong month. But remember, good closings mean that they were written the month before. So in order to have those good closings in the month of September, they had to have been written in the month of August. So those are good signs, and we're expecting, at this point anyway, October to also be in the green in comparison and have closed more units than last year. Taking a look at month supply, we're gone from a 5.12 down to a 4.98. Remember, 4 to 6 is a neutral market. Under 4 is a seller's market. Over 6 is a buyer's market. We're not in a buyer's market. We haven't been. We're in a transition market. But that means whoever can negotiate better than the other party is going to get the better deal. So are there deals? Absolutely. Are there properties that people have to pay full list price for because of either the location that they're in, that particular community, or they need more concessions? Absolutely. But again, this is all about knowing what's going on in the marketplace so that you can work with a buyer and a seller and help them navigate this process. Taking a look at the pricing of what closed this past week. This past week, we had a 449,900 median price. We were at 464, the week before. So the median price of what's closed this past week was about $20,000 less. You can see the numbers here, still about 744 for the average list, and still right in that we went from 597 last week to 577 average closed price. Taking a look at days on market, it's getting not much better, but 70 is really our sweet spot. 69 is okay. Certainly a lot better than 84, which it's been over the last couple of months. So we'll see how this boils out at the end of the month. But as it is right now, the market is heating up just that little bit. We're kind of getting that midsummer month now. Versus when it normally comes in our typical seasonality cycle. And then the last piece here is, are the sellers giving up more money? Are they retaining more to have these properties closed? And what it's basically saying is sellers are negotiating. Sellers are, they were at 97.53 the week before, 97.19, gave up almost another 0.5% this past week. But it's commensurate with where we were last year and the year before, and also the prior months. So right about 97.8 is really where we like to be. That's the sweet spot. But we will have to see each week over week. If someone asks for a discount on price, which is what these average, that's what this means. If these numbers were 101%, that means the average person that month or that week would be paying, 1% more than the list price if it was 101%. So being 97.9, it means the sellers are taking less. Now that's good, but you also have to go into the MLS and look at the concessions tab so that you can see in the neighborhood that you're going to be putting an offer in, what is the list price to sell price retention in that neighborhood right now? And at that list price to sale price retention, how much was the seller giving up in concessions in the body of the contract under the concessions line? So those are the two top things you need to do. I've been driving this home every single week for quite a few weeks now, because this is how you do it. This is how it's done. This is how sellers understand the market better. This is how buyers understand the market better. They don't understand what an offer on paper means until they've seen what other properties that have sold are doing to their market. They may think their property is beautiful. I think mine's beautiful, but it doesn't mean it's going to sell. So those are the numbers this week. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. Sorry I didn't have these numbers earlier for you today. For some strange reason, I put the wrong slide in, but now we got them accurate. So good luck, and let me know if you need any help. Bye.